Hey everyone, welcome back to Bestie Health, your one YouTube channel to educate yourself on disease prevention, maintenance of health, long functional living. What if I told you there was one supplement that could decrease the risk of almost every disease, increase longevity, slow aging, and improve all aspects of function, including brain health, cardiovascular health, bone and muscle health, inflammation prevention, metabolic issues such as diabetes, pre-diabetes? Well, it's true, there is one, and it's called omega-3 fatty acids. And today, that's what we're going to talk about. So let's talk omega-3 and why it's so important and why it is something that is vital. And every single one of my patients gets advice to take an omega-3 supplement. Well, let's just talk about the benefits. Omega-3 is by far one of the most important supplements to help with the following: heart and vascular disease. People that take omega-3 regularly have lower blood pressure. It decreases cholesterol and triglycerides naturally. They have less vascular damage, which in turn leads to much less cardiac and vascular disease over time. How about the brain? Well, 20% of your brain is actually omega-3 by weight. Omega-3 helps to decrease anxiety and depression, helps to decrease age-related functional brain loss, has a lot to do with keeping children with good learning skills as they age. People that are deficient in omega-3 tend to have much more diseased brains in terms of memory and overall cognitive decline. Joints, joint pain, joint inflammation, even rheumatoid arthritis have been shown to benefit from supplementation with omega-3, as the converse is also true. People with deficient omega-3 levels tend to have more rheumatologic disease affecting their joints and their bones. How about just inflammation overall? We know that people that have good omega-3 levels through supplementation have much less cellular inflammation, and there is not a disease that can be developed without some level of cellular inflammation. We also know that cellular inflammation will increase aging on a biological level quicker. How about cancer? Many of the well-known cancers that are now inundating our country, including prostate, breast, pancreatic, colon cancer, are highly associated with low omega-3 levels. We know that people that have optimal omega-3 levels have less skin damage, better skin aging, and even less chance of certain types of skin cancers. There's been studies showing that testosterone and other hormones are balanced by people who take omega-3. Children with asthma have been shown to have much less episodic and recurrences when they're on a good omega-3 supplement. And conversely, when the omega-3 levels are low, we see more of these lung issues, including bronchitic asthma and other forms of asthma and air sensitivities. Eye health is something that we see improve markedly and benefit greatly from omega-3 supplementation. So yes, in one supplement, you get all these benefits, which also translates into just greater longevity and slower aging. So where do you get omega-3? Why has it become such an issue with taking the supplement? Well, unfortunately, the content of foods that have omega-3, or I should say the content of omega-3 in foods, has gone down over the last 50 years, primarily due to animals now eating grains such as oat, corn, and wheat instead of grass, where there's much greater omega-3 content in grass-fed animals than in grain-fed animals. There are also not a lot of food sources of omega-3 essential fatty acids. We all know cold water fish, such as salmon, mackerel, anchovies, herring, the smaller fishes. Other sources may be chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, and walnuts. So there's not a broad range of foods that have good omega-3 sources in them, which is why we really need the supplement. You can actually even measure your omega-3 levels. There's something called an omega-3 index, where you can measure your omega-3 to omega-6 levels and the ratio. The reason the ratio is so important is because, unfortunately, over the last 50 years, the use of omega-6 vegetable oils has gone up exponentially. It's considered to be almost 1/3 of all the calories consumed in this country. So now the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 is extremely high, on the order of maybe 30, 40, 50 to 1, even higher, whereas optimally, the ratio should be closer to 2 to 1, or maybe even 1 to 1 of omega-6 to omega-3. So we really have given into the inflammatory oils, and those are the omega-6 oils, and forgotten about the omega-3 oils. So again, there are not a lot of good food sources, so I strongly recommend supplementing with omega-3. I recommend between 1 and 2,000 milligrams of omega-3 on a daily basis, and that should be divided amongst what's called DHA and EPA. Those are the two active forms of omega-3, and they're primarily found in the seafood source. So getting something like cod liver oil or salmon oil or krill oil would be an essential supplement to add to your supplement list. Probably up there in the top 3, in my opinion. The other two being a multivitamin and vitamin D. And when you add omega-3 to quality lifestyle, we see even a more multiplicative effect of the benefits. For instance, exercise, in addition to omega-3 supplementation, has been shown to decrease cellular aging, increase longevity, and functional health, including brain and heart health. When you add an optimal diet with omega-3 supplementation, you also see a decreased risk of certain cancers. We see an increase in length of life, longevity, and functional aging. When you add omega-3 to stress reduction, which is also something that we know increases cellular aging, you get a benefit regarding slowing of aging and more functionality as you age. So for all these reasons, including each of the individual organ systems that we mentioned, omega-3 supplementation is the way to go. So just to review, omega-3 will help you live longer, age slower, stay more functional as you age, affects your cardiovascular system, your neurologic system, your bone and muscles, your eyes, your inflammatory response, your immune system. Just about everything will benefit from a person that takes the supplement with omega-3. You should try to find a good source, a more purified oil. Look for mercury-free if possible, but please add that to your supplement list. And the studies are out there. You can go review them yourself, but take my word for it. Staying healthy, preventing disease, and with good, healthy longevity is what we're all about here at Bestie Health. And omega-3 supplementation is something to add. Thank you.